Hi guys, I just wanted to pop on and just do a quick little Q&A about small business. And it's funny because I was thinking about doing this for the last couple of weeks or so, and then I had somebody contact me. She called me last night and asked if she could do a Q&A with me. She's taking a small business class, and part of her homework is to interview 10 business owners. And so she had all these questions for me, and as she was interviewing me last night, I thought, okay, some of this I do want to share with you guys. I think it could definitely benefit anybody who's thinking of starting a small business, or if you already have one. Some of these tips might really help you. So the couple of things that I want to focus on that she asked me about, the first was she asked me, it really stood out to me, she asked me my keys for success. What would be my keys? What could I offer others as what has helped me become successful in the areas that I have been? And I think the biggest thing for me, and I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts as well if you have a small business, is your passion. And I know I've shared this in videos before, but it's so true that nobody else can mimic or imitate your passion. No one can recreate it. No one can duplicate it. Your passion about your product, your service, your business can only come from you. And I've learned in the past that when I've invited other people into my business to help me with it, whether I've done a partnership or a deal, it's never turned out the way that it could have if it would have just been me and my passion 100%. And I've learned, so one of the other questions that she asked me was, what are some of the headaches that you've experienced along the way as a small business owner? And it goes hand in hand with my keys for success. And that would be just, some of you don't know this, so this might be refreshing for you to hear. You know, the very first deal that I did with my skincare product was with an investor from Shark Tank. And I didn't have to go on the show. I was actually going to apply to be on the show, and I was able to find him through other means. He contacted me, gave me his phone number, I called him, and I flew out to Florida, and we started a deal together. It was a 50-50 partnership, so I invested a lot of money. I invested equal amount of money that he did into the campaign and into the infomercial. It was a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money. And it was 50-50. However, I honestly had no say in anything. And so the passion that I had to, towards my product and my business that had already made it successful, which is why he was really excited about it and wanted in on a deal. What had made it successful was my passion. And once we signed that deal and he kind of took over, the company took over, my hands were tied, and so I wasn't able to put my passion into it anymore. And a lot of things that they were doing with the product wasn't coming from me. It wasn't my idea. It didn't really have my blessing on it, I guess you could say. And the results weren't, they were great in the beginning, and then some things happened that could have been prevented, and I just didn't agree with. And long story short, after a year, almost a year, there was no communication from that company for a year, and nothing was happening with the product. And they handed it over to a new office. They had opened a new office in Canada, and they wanted to give that new office a project. So they assigned my project right when it was at the peak of its success. They assigned it over to this new office. And the CEO over there didn't know me, had never met me, had never reached out to me. The new marketing team never reached out to me. And eventually, we just never heard anything, and it just kind of did this. And I was able to buy back all the rights, get everything back, buy back all the inventory, so a lot more money put into it. Then I started back again from square one, doing it all on my own. It again became successful. I was having a lot of wonderful things happening with it. And I entered a contest. Somebody suggested that I enter this inventors contest, and I won. There were thousands of entries all across the country, and it was locally here in Utah. And I won, and it was amazing. And so I won a licensing deal. And I thought, okay, this time around should be better, because it's not a 50-50 partnership, it's a licensing deal. So maybe we'll have some luck with that. And I remember they told me in the beginning, the first day right before I signed the papers, that they were so confident with their plans for this product. They were so confident with how successful it would be. They told me within 6 months I would be able to pay off my mortgage. Not that I was telling them I wanted to pay it off, but who can't argue with that, right? So I was very confident that this was going to be awesome. And again, because it was a licensing deal, I licensed the brand. So I still own the formula, but I licensed the brand over to them. And again, my hands were tied. They told me I would be involved every step of the way. And what happened was the same thing as before. I never heard from them and never was asked to be a part of anything. And the way that they were going was kind of very old school with the marketing and just with everything with technology and all the awesome ways we have to market products nowadays. You know, they weren't utilizing any of that. And so again, I wasn't agreeing with what they were doing, but my hands were tied. And let me just put it to you this way. I get a royalty check quarterly, and that royalty check is usually about $3 or less. So I get about $3 4 times a year from this deal. So yeah, so a lot of you probably don't know that, but anyways, lesson learned there as well. So third time around is me doing just everything on my own again, starting from scratch, and I'm actually so excited because of my passion. I have such a passion for the formula, and so many people are fans of the product and what the formula can do for their skin and what it's done for them. And so the passion, just knowing what got the business started in the first place, my own personal story of how it helped my skin, and I just want to get it out there again, and I want to be involved 100% with with my love for the product and my passion. And so that's what got me doing it a third time. I rebranded it, as you all know, and I'm where I'm at right now, getting it in those beginning stages again, but I still have the same fan base, the same customer base, just different product name. So it's been awesome so far. I've only had it out for, it's been just a couple months or so, and just already loving it, already having just great results, great success, and and the truth of it is, you guys, the truth of it is I'm having more success now doing it completely on my own as a tiny small business out of my kitchen than I was when I was having someone manufacture it out of New York, than I was when I was having my own fulfillment center in Ogden. I had a fulfillment center doing all my shipping and logistics for me, and even my licensing deal. All of this aside, right now starting all over in my kitchen with my family, we're having more success than we ever had before. So that just goes to show you right there, not only that old saying, when you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself, but that it just goes to show that no one can imitate or mimic your passion. So if you have a product idea, or you have a small business, or you do a service, whatever it is, just kind of get rid of that notion and that idea that in order to be successful, you have to be big, and you have to have somebody invest in your product or in your company, because that's not always the right way. Sometimes it seems the right way. I mean, that's what we see on TV. That's what we see on Shark Tank, right? But sometimes just because you get someone investing a lot of money into your company doesn't mean it's going to make your product or your company successful. The money has nothing to do with it. It's all about the passion. And I'll tell you 100%, I'm 100% on this. I'll tell you that if somebody invests thousands of dollars into your product or company, but they could care less about the product, they just want to make money, it's not going to be successful. And the third thing that goes along with this that I just wanted to share before I sign off is we were talking, she asked about, I think it was marketing or advertising, and what was the best way to do that. And for me, and I know a lot of other small business owners who agree with this all the way, is referrals and word of mouth. I've invested a lot of money into online marketing campaigns, and I can tell you every time the majority of the sales that I get are from people who are either revolving customers or who heard about the product from a friend or family member who told them about it. Maybe they had a dry skin issue or eczema or something like that, and a friend just said, hey, I've heard of this product, or I've used this product. And so that's probably 90% of my business, which just goes to show you that sometimes you can invest all the money into all the different online marketing campaigns and social media ads and all of that, but it's never going to pay off as well as if you just really have a great product and people love using it and they just want to share it. So that's what I've learned for me. And I just want to share that with you because if you're thinking about starting a small business right now, or you're discouraged because you've already started one and you're not having the results that you wanted, I just want to reassure you that as long as you are passionate about it and you haven't lost that, you're excited about what it is you're doing, you love it, and you're doing it for all the right reasons, then you have something great and you should stick with it. And just give it time and everything will work out naturally how it's supposed to. But if you're trying to force it and get people to throw money into it or find investors or try to just explode it overnight and make it huge, then you're kind of, I guess, in it for the wrong reasons, and you're going to lose your passion, and that's going to not help you with your success. So just wanted to share with you my own personal experiences with that. I hope it helps anybody out there. And I'd love to hear your comments, feedback, if you do have a small business, what you've learned as well, what you can add to this conversation. But yeah, I wish you all the best. I think it's awesome. Anytime somebody has an idea or a product or a service that's unique and you want to share that to help make this world a better place, go for it. Go for it, because nobody can bring to the table what you have. And you're unique. So as long as you're trying to be yourself with your product and your business and your service, it's what this world needs. We need more unique people. We need more unique ideas, more unique products, and we don't need more and more cookie cutter things. We have enough of that already. So be passionate about what it is you have, believe in it, and just trust that it's all going to work out and it's going to be great. And it will, I promise you that. Anyways, hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.